What's up, guys? This is Bill with the Catfish Chronicles. I've got to make a few extra trot lines, so I thought I'd talk a little bit about them and show you how I build them and give you the reason why. One of the most common types of trot lines you see made are made out of this crap. This is this twisted nylon that you can get from Walmart, many other locations. The reason why I do not like this stuff is the harder you pull on it, since it's twisted, it will try to twist, and as it twists, it gets longer and unravels. This stuff has a ton of stretch in it, and what can just really ruin your day when you put out a line made out of this stuff and then you go to run it. I do carry this stuff with me because you can make a trot line out of anything. You can make it out of monofilament if you want to, but I carry this stuff with me because everybody has been out on the river and you run in a spot, man, this would be a good spot for a line. You don't have one on hand or anything else, so I use this for what I call quick lines, quick trot lines. And the most common style of hook you see on a lot of these lines is a standard trot line hook. Now what a quick line is I carry extra weights, carry some of this and hooks in the boat with me. If I find a spot that looks good, I put a tag on it, just start stretching this line out, tie it off, put my tag on it, tie my first weight on it, and then to make a quick line, all you do is double it up, do a real quick overhand knot. That's for your dropper. Then you can take your standard trot line hook and pinch this line together and it'll fit through the eye of it. Loop it over, snug it down, and there you go. Space these out however many feet apart you would like to. That's about the only thing I use this twisted style line for. And outside of that, it's just going to cause you nothing but heartache and trouble. And if you're running one of these lines and get this hook in you and you have a lot of weight on that line, which you should have, you better get a hold of that line. Always carry a knife close by so you can cut it if you need to, if you get a fish on it. And say you've got a 20 hook set out, you get a big fish, then this thing is just going to drag everything around and possibly tangle everything up. But it is good for, like I said, what I call a quick line. Now that I've talked a little bit about that, the line I use for my main lines that I run daily is 100% nylon braided line. This particular line is a number 60. It's 565 pound test. It's about twice the cost of the other, but once I get my main sets out, I'm going to run them all season long. So let's get started on putting together a trot line that, like I normally use and normally run. Normally I put 20 to 25 feet, depending on how deep the water is that I'm fishing, before I ever put my first hook for a tie-off point. What that does is, if you've got a lot of heavy weight in there like I run, when you drop that first weight from the boat, it's going to carry it down to the bottom. So your initial leader, depending on how deep the water you're fishing, is how long before your first weight you're going to need to be. But when I first start making these, the first thing I do is just lay the spools out, thread my beads and swivels on first. Now when it comes to beads, you can order them online and get all these fancy actual beads supposedly designed for fishing, when you can go to Walmart and buy a whole bag of these horse beads for like $3 and have probably enough to run you more than a couple of years. So what we got to do when we get started here is we want to heat the end of this line up and melt it. And then we will flatten it out while it's still hot and soft. Because this is a very large line and it has a little bit of problem actually fitting through the beads. Then trim the spot you melted off into a point so it will fit through your beads. Now if you notice, I'm using 2 different colors of beads. The reason for that is I like to alternate the colors. That way if I'm running live bait and cut bait, say like in this case I'm going to have blue and yellow, I'm going to alternate them blue, yellow, blue, yellow, blue, yellow. I'll have live bait on one, cut bait on another, and then you can find out more what the fish are preferring to eat in your area. For swivels, I don't buy these saltwater burying style swivels or anything like that. Just a normal old swivel you pick up at Walmart for, I think there's 18 in a pack for $2 or something like that. They're going to be plenty strong enough for everything that you're going to do. So let's start out building our line. We're going to put, like I said, this line's going to be blue and yellow. I put 2 beads, 2 different colors of beads. The reason for that is I like to alternate the colors. That way if I'm running live bait and cut bait, say like in this case I'm going to have blue and yellow, I'm going to go to my yellow. I put on 2 yellow, another swivel, then 2 more yellow, and so on until, say if I'm making a 15 hook trot line, I'll repeat this process to 15 or 30, whatever your local regulations are and what your particular application is. Make sure you check. Here in Missouri, you're allowed 33 total hooks. So I could theoretically build 33 hook trot line, but since I rod and reel fish too, I usually will not go over 30 hooks. That way I've got 3 hooks left for my rod and reel fishing. So I'm going to go ahead and put this together, and then I'll get back and show you the next step.